Hey everybody, my name is Sam.
And I'm Angela, and welcome back to our channel.
So we're continuing working in our 1988 Palm Harbor single-wide mobile home where we are renovating our boys' bedroom, bathroom, and hallway. Today we have some pretty cool stuff. We finished framing the walls for this project. Plus, we finally tell you guys why in the world we framed out 5-foot wide doorways.
Why would we do that?
We'll have to watch and see.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to the construction zone. We are pretty well scattered right now. I'm doing a little bit of electrical work so Angela can continue insulating these walls. While she does that, I'll probably start framing the bathroom wall where we have yet to frame. But just welcome you guys, and I'll show you guys something worth showing when we got it. I went ahead and wired up that outlet and everything completely so that Angela could continue working on the installation. That one had a lot of extra wiring because originally that outlet was about 4 feet high. I think they designed that cubby to be a dresser and have a lamp on top of a dresser. We're not going to do that, so I put it back down low at the 12-inch standard outlet height. She is over here doing installation on this side of the room now. Say hey.
Hi.
Hi. And we're working our way towards the front. Hold on to your coffee. There we go. The front wall, I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of trimming and framing work, especially up there. So we're going to do as much as we can for now. Not only to get it, that much further along, but it also gets the materials up and off the floor because things are starting to feel a little bit crowded in here. While she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start working on framing this wall here for the bathroom. This is going to be the one that separates the bathroom from the new hallway we're creating. I think that's it. So the new bathroom wall we're going to be framing up is actually going to be a little bit closer into the bathroom than the original one. And so I need to take out the wiring. I've turned the breaker off. Well, Angela turned the breaker off. And I've cut the wire that went into the old light switch. And I'm just fishing it out of this wall. That way we have no electrical in our way for framing. We're going to be changing the layout of the light switch. Previously it was on this wall here for the light right here. We're going to move it to this wall. That way when you come in the room, it's right there at the door. So that means a little more electrical work, but for now I'm just getting it out of the way so we can go ahead and continue or start and do the framing of this wall first. We still need this circuit on because this powers the outlet in the living room. Mobile home wiring is interesting usually. So got the wires with wire nuts on them capped off safely, and I've taped the devil out of it so that this is safe. We can have the wires back on and no one's going to mess with this. This is clearly a construction site and everyone who lives here knows it. Alright, juice me up.
Here you go.
First board of the bathroom wall. I feel like I've talked about it all day or all in this video. and we're finally getting to it. We just kind of got waylaid by things here and there. So I'm going to start assembling it on the ceiling first, kind of like we did this wall, working from the top down, and then I'll holler measurements out and you can cut them for me.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's go.
Friends, I give you one really way far up there, but finished framed bathroom wall. That is it. That's all the framing we're doing. But if you remember from our last video, we kind of left a little bit of a teaser of, we realized we're framing like 5 and 6 foot wide doorways. That's not how they're going to be left. Well, today is the day you get to see why, but first we have to go back to the hardware store yet again. We have to get some shims. We had previously purchased shims for our doors, but had to use them elsewhere for our corner drywall blocking. You know, use what you got. So we need to go back and get that. But we're also to the point where we are ready to purchase drywall. I don't think we're going to install drywall for still a couple more days, but we have a break in the weather. We have a nice day today and tomorrow. So it's a perfect time to take our trailer, go to the store, get as much drywall as we think we need for this, and we can bring it in and keep it in the house, and as it rains, we can still work. So, that being said, let's round up the family and go to the store. I've got to remember to just quit telling the camera we're going to do something, because it always ends up it's not that day or when I think it is, and it's down the road.
Like what?
Like how I said we were going to get the drywall yesterday. That didn't happen yesterday, did it?
We were too pooped.
Sorry, it's not a word. Poop. But today we have drywall. We just got home with a trailer load. Gosh, a lot. 16 sheets. So we have got to bring it into the house because today is our last nice day for a couple of days.
It is.
If you believe the weatherman. So I think best bet is this wall. Is that what we thought?
Yeah, because it's a straight shot in. We don't have to really turn any corners or anything in the house.
Mm-hmm. Plus it leaves us a lot of room to install drywall before we then have to move this to put it on this wall back here.
Less moving.
Yeah. Well, everything starts with a good cleanup. So let's take all of our tools, move them out of the way, and we will bring drywall in. I wish we had people here to help, but you guys are just sitting there looking at us work.
That was horrible. My hand hurts so bad.
That was pretty rough. But it's done.
Yes.
Hopefully we don't need any more. If we do, we'll buy it a quarter sheet at a time.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
We'll cut it outside or something. We'll say Angela had a great idea to carry all this in and buy this now before we install the door. Sometimes I feel like I'm being rushed by the foreman of the project, saying, let's go, 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 we need drywall today, and this, that, and the other. But you were smart. I don't know if you did on purpose or not. We'll say you did. And we now have the big materials in the room.
Mm-hmm. Sure, it was totally worth it. Like, totally my idea to do that because of that.
Yep.
Alright, so what's next?
Break time.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Can we take a break?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, it has been a couple of days since we last touched base. You're going to see some changes in the background, different things in the area. Don't worry, I will cover those. It's just going to be in the next video. I want to kind of keep everything subject matter, subject oriented for this video and continue with installing the doors in our doorways. There have been a handful of you already left comments below guessing or saying, I hope you do this and that, so you probably know where we're going. For those who don't, let me go ahead and include you in the group of what exactly we're doing for our doors and this giant doorway in our renovation. Pocket doors. Okay, so this is part of the frame. This is not the whole assembly. I've got to put the header and everything together, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to install pocket doors in this area. That way we don't lose any floor space. We still are able to retain full-size doors. This is going to be a 28-inch door. That one's going to be 24. That's what they were originally. So we have the pocket door kit here. We picked it up from our local hardware store. Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, all those big places will sell these usually, or you can find them online. When you buy it, you look at it and you think, gosh, is that it? It's not a whole lot of bulk or material there for the price, but it is what you need. I mean, you could still build this yourself. You could look into framing these out yourself if you wanted to, but it's kind of an easier, less mind straining process to just go ahead and buy the frame kit and put it in place. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today, is how to assemble and then install a pocket door frame. Here's a look at the header. Okay, it's what I'm going to call the header of the pocket door, that has an included aluminum channel. I won't say track per se, but it's kind of shaped like that. This is what goes at the top, and your door wheels and everything ride in and slide back and forth. This gets assembled to the frame with a couple of screws, and then it gets put in place up top on your doorway. For us, we want the pocket door, I'm going to try not to drop this on my head. For us, we want the pocket door to slide that way into the wall, so we are putting the bulkier side of the header on this side. It'll make sense when you get attached to the frame. You've, at that point, only got one way to walk in or out of your doorway. So let me go ahead and assemble the frame, get it in place, and it kind of maybe make more sense for you guys. By far the hardest part of this is actually finding the place to assemble it all. It's kind of a long, lanky thing. And for us, we don't have a lot of headspace. So I think I'm going to kind of balance this on the floor, kind of like that, and go ahead and install the first piece. Not every pocket door frame is going to be the same, so yours might be different, but for ours, the header piece just kind of locks in place here. You attach it with a screw through the top, and then the two little skinny uprights with the metal track have their own little screws that go in as well. So 3 screws is the only thing holding these pieces together. If you're wondering what in the world is he doing, why is that thing smoking? I'm using the screw itself to drill the hole through the top piece so it doesn't split. You can run your drill in reverse and, with enough time and friction, bore or burn your way through the top piece so you have your own hole. That way you don't have to go find your drill bits, which are down in your workshop probably. With the hole drilled, now I can actually attach the two pieces together. Put this here. And since we pre-drilled that, it didn't split the wood. That's good. Alright, our header is all installed. Let's go ahead and stick it in the rough opening of our doorway. There we go. It is stuck in place. Now we can begin to attach and officially install this. The instructions tell you to start installing by attaching the bottom door piece first. So center of the opening down at the floor. Then they tell you to work along the wall. And then lastly, attach your top. This whole while you need to make sure everything is plumb and perfect and great. So this is probably why people say installing doors are a nightmare. I don't find too much difficulty with doing this, but you just have to know it's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot of back and forth, being careful, and probably redoing a couple of things as you go to get everything good and square. To help me line up the bottom where the door is meeting the floor, I'm going to lay a straight edge down against the door framing, not the pocket door frame, but the actual rough framing. Draw a straight line, and then I'll have that as a visual reference to know if the bottom of that pocket frame is moving this way, back and forth. I think that'll help with sanity. So the easiest thing to do is to start here at this front corner, or the middle point rather. It's right where the floor and the door meet here in the middle. I have my straight edge line marked where I need this outside face of the 1x4 to be flush with. And I'm just going to move it in or back and forth, in and out, until this is plumb on the face frame of the door. At the same time, I'll nudge it to make sure I'm correct on my pencil mark. So that looks pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and attach it with one screw through the metal bracket that's down here at the bottom. Okay, we'll try another one. Come on. It is attached down there at the bottom, and now what I'm going to be doing is using my shims and everything and work on attaching the door to the actual framing here along the edge. I have my level. I'm going to be checking plumb, which is this way, and making sure that the outside face of these 1x4s are flush with the framing of my wall. These are designed so that your drywall goes straight over the framing and on top of these 1x4s. With this one secured in place, I double checked again, over checking over and over and over that everything's plumb, still looks good. So now I'm going to take my shims, fill in the rest of this whole side, giving proper support to this door frame, and probably end up attaching it about with 4 screws in the different areas across the height of the door frame. I'm at the point where I'm ready to go ahead and attach the last part of this pocket door frame, and that is over here with the header where it's kind of floating out in no man's land. In this frame kit, there is a metal bracket that slides, so I'm going to push it over into place, check level, make sure my header doesn't sag in anything, and then I'll lock it all into place then. You check level over and over and over. You can never check your, I guess, orientations enough. Well, friends, we have reached the awesome milestone of it's done. It is rough framed in here, so I'm getting down off this step stool. Alright, so we have one last thing to do before we are to the point to say, yes, we're done with framing the pocket door, and that is to get rid of the shims. So, let's cut those things off there. That one's going to be harder to cut. And so short.
Pliers.
Strong little thing, though. So long as it's behind the face of your 2x4, you're good. So, we are good. Well guys, that is it for framing in this pocket door. Now, we're not going to install the doors just yet because we don't do that until we have put drywall on the walls, we remove the blocks that hold everything into place, and it's just a little bit early for that. So if you want to see us hanging the pocket door, stick around, unless you're from the future. Otherwise, that video is somewhere in our playlist. Check it out, there's a link below. Otherwise, that is how you install pocket doors in an 88 mobile home and really fancy the place up.
Well, now that the pocket door frames are put in, you can really get a feel for the place, and I have to say it's very nice. It'll give us enough room in this little corner that we should be able to put like a coat rack or something, and the hallway just being this much bigger is going to make our house feel this much bigger.
I like this layout that you picked, or I guess we picked.
Yes.
It is so much nicer not having, you know, boom, furnace closet.
Which made it really hard to get big things like beds or mattresses or anything through the hallway. We will no longer have the elbow whatever. An elbow like a...
Oh,
ding,
okay.
ding.
The elbow whatever is gone. I do like your idea of putting some kind of a coat rack thingamajig here. It's a good location next to the front door. This floor covering we have planned for this area will be 100% waterproof, which will be nice for shoes to go off here. So that's cool, although that's a little bit thinking ahead in the future.
We like to do that though.
We do. So there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed getting to see the finished wall framing of the area and putting in pocket doors.
Yes.
There is a little more demo in this project, and that is that wall you see right there. Although we're saving that. Are we saving that?
No.
Okay, we're not saving that. We just haven't got to it yet. We need to demolish that little wall because that's going to become a finished corner from hallway to living room. So I guess we still have that to do.
And there's like the little thing that's right here. I'm looking on the camera so they can see. That has to go too. Just because it's not going to make any sense to be floating in the middle of the ceiling now. So it'll be going to.
Yep. Either way, that is stuff for another video. We appreciate you guys watching as we did the pocket doors though. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions on those, definitely leave them down below. I'll try and help as I can, but I've only just installed 2.
We're not pocket doorologists.
We're not pocket doorologists. This is not the school of pocketology.
Pocketology. Leave us a comment below. We'd love to read them. And otherwise, we'll see you guys next time in the house. Bye.
Bye. Welcome to the construction zone. We'll get you guys caught up here in a few seconds. No, we've already done the intro at this point. We know what we're doing with these wide doorways. This isn't exactly what we're doing. I'm spilling the beans. It's always a good point of a project when I ruin the shot and don't think of something cool to say. It is a pretty cool part of the project when man, what do I want to say? I just didn't. So, real quick, it's dark. Alright, so the friggin' better looking appearances or less material needed whenever I trim this door out. So what did I say on that?
So watch me get ready to do it.
Watch me getting ready to mumble bumble.
Now I need a little wedge to keep it open.
Can we go get the drywall now?
Yeah, that's what this is for.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
We'll make a doorstop really quick.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're hoarding supplies. You got WD-40 up here?
Yes, because I bought it for my own use.
What? It's too short. Yay! There we go.